Welcome. Welcome everyone. Today we will talk about William Langland's and his favorite poem and the characters associated with it. And without wasting much time, let's start our work. And it is mostly associated with the most important poem, Piers the Plowman. Several times, question being asked from that, and here we start MCQs for Langland. Now, the question that start: what is the primary themes of Piers Plowman? The quest for truth and justice, exploration of love, the nature of evil, adventure of a night. And the answer is quest for truth and justice. What century was the Piers Plowman was composed? 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and the answer is 14th century. It is the same time around the birth of Chaucer, or a bit early. How many versions of Piers the Plowman exist? 1, 2, 3, 4. And overall, if we check total number 3, three different versions of Piers the Plowman exist in today's time. What which dream vision is not part of Piers the Plowman? And the field of folk, the tree of charity, castle of love, and vision of doomsday. Out of these four answers, castle of love is not part of it, but we find the field of folk, the tree of charity, and the vision of doomsday are effectively part of the poem. Next, which allegorical figure teaches will about truth? Holy Church, reason, conscience, and faith. And answer is Holy Lady Church. Here, Will is also the main character of the poem, or you could say hero of the poem. So the answer is Holy Church, Lady Holy Church. What is the literary form of Piers the Plowman? Prose, rhymed couplet, alliterative verse, and blank verse. And answer is alliterative verse. At that time, we haven't seen prose or rhyme couplet at the time, and blank verse come a bit late, somewhere around the time of John Milton, because his Paradise Lost was perhaps the first blank verse, but it doesn't mean that before there were no blank verse. There were, but mostly rhymed at some level. Next, in Visions of Piers Plowman, who is the main protagonist? The Lady Holy Church, Piers Plowman, Will, Lady Mead. In this poem, Piers Plowman, the main character is Will, who is the main protagonist or hero, whatever the term we have. So Will is the main protagonist of the poem, not the Piers Plowman. What is the name of fair lady who first appears to Will? That first lady, the grace, faith, holy church, hope. That is, we have seen in the first or second question that answer is simply holy church. She was the lady who met Will. Which sin is not one of the 7 deadly sins in the poem? We all are aware about the 7 deadly sins, and in it, pride, lust, gluttony, and fear. These are there, but fear is not part of it. Which genre best describes Piers the Plowman? Epic, mystery play, dream vision, chivalric romance. So out of these, epic, we have earlier mystery play come a bit late, and dream vision and chivalric romance are the 2 options. So it is not romance, so it is a dream vision, dream poetry. What allegorical figure represents the working class in Piers the Plowman? Piers, Holy Church, Dowell, Lady Mead. And answer is Piers, because he is a plowman, so he is a working class. Plowman is more like a farmer. Which text is known for its dream vision format? Piers, the Plowman's Tale, C. Context of Piers Plowman, Vision of Piers Plowman, the book concerning Piers the Plowman. And answer is Visions of Piers Plowman. So it simply say vision, that is more like a dream. So it was easy question. What does the tower in Field of Folk represent? Parliament, heaven, monastery, castle. And that is very simple. As per the poem, the heaven answer. What does the dungeon represent in the Field of Folk? Hell, London, church, earth. So answer is simply hell that represent. Which manuscript is believed to be closest to Langland's original? Poem Piers the Plowman. It is A text, B text, C text, none. And that answer A text. These are three different versions that we have. So A text is more closely related to that. How does Piers Plowman end? In a marriage, battle, search for Piers, a coronation. And answer is simply C, a search for Piers. What is the significance of Lady Holy Church in Piers Plowman? C presents secular authority, C embodies truth and guidance, C symbolizes temptation, and C is a character from medieval romance. And answer is C embodies spiritual truth and guidance to will. So C is. In which version of Piers Plowman is the character of Pier more developed? A text, B text, C text, D text. So there is nothing like D text. So answer is B text, that is more developed as compared to our other three characters. So what does the character Dowell represent in the poem? The ideal of a good life, the path of sin, futility of earthly pursuits, the quest for knowledge. And answer is the ideal of good life. He is a different. Which work includes the tale that serve as a spiritual and moral allegory, the vision of William concerning Piers Plowman, the life of Piers Plowman, Plowman's Tale, Piers Plowman tradition? And answer is Plowman's Tale. What is the main critique of society represented in Langland's work? The corruption of the church, decline of chivalry, inadequacy of education, struggle for land ownership. And that is the corruption of church. This was the time when it was too high, and after 100 or 50 years that Britain have itself their own church. Which character in Piers Plowman embodies the idea of true labor and community? Will, Piers, Lady Mead, and Lady Holy Church. And the very simple is the common people, and that is the Piers. What is the structure of the poem Piers Plowman? A sonnet sequence, a series of narrative, an allegorical dream vision, a collection of short stories. So it is a dream vision, so simply C answer. In which year did Langland likely write the Piers the Plowman? 1360, 3077, 3080, 3090. And answer is 3077. What literary tradition does Piers Plowman belong to? Chivalric romance, allegorical narrative, courtly love, epic poetry. So epic and courtly love, it has nothing to do with it. So the allegorical narrative is the answer. It has no chivalry. What is the significance of the character Lady Mead in the narrative? C symbolizes divine grace. C present earthly desire and corruption. C is a figure of innocence. C embodies loyalty and virtue. And simply Lady Mead represent earthly desire and corruption in society. C stands for that. What does the term plowman symbolize in Langland works? A knight, a merchant, a worker in the land, and spiritual seeker, a nobleman. So Piers Plowman is akin to a farmer in that land, a worker of the land, and spiritual seeker. How does the concept of Dowell develop in Langland works? as a personification of wealth, as a representation of moral and ethical living, as a character seeking vengeance, as an antagonist to Piers. And simply B is its answer, as a representation of moral and ethical living. In which work does Langland discuss the ideal social justice? The book of concerning Piers the Plowman's Tale, the vision of William concerning Piers Plowman tradition. And answer is simply A, the book concerning Piers the Plowman. What does Langland's use of alliteration in Piers Plowman signify? The influence of classical literature, traditional oral storytelling technique, a shift towards modern poetry, complexity of narrative structure. The answer out of that is simply B. It is more like a storytelling technique. So the traditional oral storytelling technique, it is more oral as compared to anything else. What genre does Plowman's tale primarily represent? Allegorical fable, epic narrative, religious allegory, and satirical poem. So it is not a fable because in that fable, animals speak with a moral. It is not. So epic, it is not. Satirical, it is not. So what left is the religious allegory. So this is what we have in our segment related to Langland. So these question could be useful for student in different way. Most of these are related to MCQ, and we will come later on with more questions, especially Piers and others. And with this, we will say thank you, take care, goodbye, see you soon, some other day.